Ascomycetes and how they impact food production. Suppose you're about to open a fresh box of strawberries and find that instead of being greeted by that lovely pristine red that we all know and love, you end up finding that the carton is mushy and gray in areas. This is the presence of botrytis, an ascomycete in your fruit. It affects many other foods rather than just strawberries, but it is very common in them due to their growth habits, preferring optimal temperatures and humidity for the fungus. Ascomycetes are the largest group of fungi encompassing the group known as the sac fungi. With around 64,000 currently listed species of sac fungus, they include both macrofungi and mycorrhizal species that feed on necrotic tissue, whether it was created by the fungi or by another vector. Sometimes the disease that is attacking the plant or the tissue at hand is extremely apparent and obvious, or it could be stealthier, attacking the roots, leaves, stems, and the lining of the cells to feed. These fungi tend to love damp conditions, with the humidity resting at least 65 to 67%, as well as temperatures between 65 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Botrytis is extremely virulent and is able to survive in sclerotia, or a compact mass of hardened mycelium, and are protected by the soil and are most likely near a plant's root system in dead or decaying material. In some species of fungi, the sclerotia can be so resilient that it doesn't need to be attached to a main mass to overwinter. They also encompass other post-harvest rots, such as aspergillus or fusarium, meaning that it can attack the roots of a plant due to it having wet feet if overwatered. Powdery mildew is another form of gray mold, but it mostly affects the foliar layer of the plant. It is extremely common in all plants except conifers. It focuses on attacking the leaves and twigs that are being battered with high winds and rain. This rain or high wind causes the conidia, or the mitospores, to transfer onto another leaf surface and inoculate the plant. It has a secondary and polycyclic life cycle due to this type of transfer consistently replenishing spores on currently infected material. Ascomycetes are highly specialized, and each species of plant has its own that will attack it. In many cases, these fungi attack the cutin, cellulose, and the middle lamella with enzymes to begin deterioration in the plant. While this all may seem extremely easy to overcome and compete with, as it is mostly external, it's become a constant struggle. While some farmers and growers are able to reduce the amount of spores in an area by practicing good sanitation, they cannot control weather systems. If a wheat farm is hit with no resistant varieties or with poor management, it will most likely cause the grass to instead produce spores where its grain would be, rendering the plant completely inedible and expanding the infestation. If we as humans consume large numbers of mycotoxins, it can restrict our blood flow and lead to more serious conditions such as limb loss. In some species of susceptible hops, powdery mildew management can cause an increase of up to 20 to 24% increase in yield on average. Now that you know a little bit more about Ascomycetes, you know that it is not necessarily the most destructive pestilence to hit the food production industry, but is most certainly one of the most common due to its nature. This is because even with foliar applications of natural oils such as neem, or other substances such as milk, bicarbonates, sulfur products, you will never have a 100% guarantee that it will prevent spore contact with the plant due to the hardiness of these conidia as well as the sclerotia.